After the library, Park was sitting beside Ruby, but she wasn't even talking to him. She was just busy on her phone. When everyone else started leaving, they all left Park behind with Ruby because it was Kyung's plan. Park asked Ruby what they should do now, and Ruby replied that she was going home. Then she started to leave, which made Park very sad. But Ruby paused and asked Park if he wouldn't go home, which made Park really happy because indirectly she was saying that they could go home together. Park came closer to Ruby, held her hand, and asked if he could go with her. Ruby told him not to hold her hand and to keep some distance while walking. Still, Park gently held her shirt and began going home with her. The next day, when Minji came to school, she ran into Kyung. She was feeling really guilty about what she did the previous day. When Park came to school, he noticed a couple in his class who looked really happy together. They even had each other's pictures set as wallpapers on their phones. Seeing this, Park went to meet Ruby but was informed by Minji that she had gone to the restroom. Park picked up Ruby's phone and tried to unlock it, but he wasn't able to. Minji stopped him and told him not to do that. Park explained that he only wanted to change her wallpaper. Just then Ruby came and took the phone from him, and asked what he was doing. She started getting really angry at Park and asked if he was crazy and how he could check someone's phone like that. Park told her he only wanted to change her wallpaper. Ruby questioned who he even was to do something like that on her phone. Hearing that made Park feel really hurt. He asked what she meant by that, reminding her that he was her boyfriend. Ruby snapped back that just because he was her boyfriend didn't mean he could do whatever he wanted. She was visibly angry at Park. Park calmly responded that he already told her what he wanted to do, and anyway, he didn't even manage to unlock her phone, so he didn't understand why she was so angry. Ruby told him to stop talking nonsense and reminded him that just because they were dating didn't mean she didn't have a private life. Park felt even more hurt and said he couldn't even understand if they were really dating. Ruby responded that if that was the case, they might as well break up. This left Park completely shocked. Just then, Kyung and Min came into the class. Park quietly walked away, clearly devastated. Kyung asked Minji what had happened and she told him about the breakup. Hearing this shocked both of them. In class, Park sat in complete silence. He didn't know what to do. He tried texting Ruby, saying that he was serious, that she said all that in anger and that he made a mistake and wanted her to forgive him. When Ruby checked her phone, she saw Park's message, but she didn't read it. During break time, Park sat with his friends at a store. Ruby still hadn't read his message, and this made Park even more upset. His friends advised him to stop waiting for her to read the message and instead go talk to her directly. Park confessed that he was scared to talk to her. Min reminded him that he had performed a song for Ruby in front of the entire student body, so this should be nothing in comparison. Just then Ruby came to the store with her friends to buy chips. Gathering some courage, Park went to talk to her, but as soon as Ruby looked at him angrily, Park got extremely nervous and simply said, "Ruby, please check my message," and walk away. After school ended and all the students left, Park was still sitting in the classroom, waiting for Ruby to read his message. At that moment, Kyung came and asked Park to come home, but Park refused. Kyung then forcibly took him along. The next day, Kyung went to talk to Ruby. He told her that he didn't think Park had made such a big mistake, so why was she being so harsh with him? Ruby replied that maybe Kyung felt that way, but she believed Park had made a serious mistake. She asked him if he was Park's lawyer trying to prove his innocence, and said Park could speak for himself. She also added that Kyung should already know that checking someone's phone without permission was a form of crime. Just then, Park arrived, and said that if he was a criminal, then she was a thief because she had stolen his heart. Ruby told him to stop making stupid jokes and started to walk away. Park grabbed her hand and tried to stop her. He apologized again, but Ruby looked at him with such anger that Park got scared and let go of her hand. Ruby walked back to her classroom. For the entire day, Park kept following her around, trying to apologize, but she kept ignoring him. Later, Park brought a drink for her, but Ruby refused to accept it. Park explained that he wasn't trying to check her phone but only wanted to put his picture as her wallpaper. Ruby asked why she would ever want to put his picture on her phone, and said they weren't even that close. She added that while they were telling everyone they were dating, the truth was that she hated him. Although she didn't say it out loud, Park understood what she meant. This realization made him feel both heartbroken and angry. He threw the drink in front of her in frustration and said that this was getting to be too much. Ruby asked if he had gone crazy. Park replied that he was perfectly fine and questioned why she wouldn't just say what she really felt. He asked if she hated him. Was that the truth? If so, why did she even agree to go on a date? Ruby tried to explain that it wasn't like that and asked him to listen to her. Park said that he didn't want to listen to her, and that he could speak too. He admitted that he made a mistake, but it wasn't so big that he couldn't be forgiven. He asked if she really thought she was the only girl who ever mattered to him. He reminded her of the girl who liked him before. Ruby said she always knew that someday he would say something like this and that he had just shown what kind of person he really was. Park responded that if that was true, so be it. He said if she truly hated him, she should have told him earlier. She shouldn't have cared for him and confused him. He didn't expect much from her but asked if she couldn't even treat him like a human being. He asked if she hated him so much. Ruby replied that it wasn't like that she didn't hate him. But Park insisted, saying she did hate him, and that made Ruby extremely angry. In that anger she yelled that yes, she hated him a lot. Hearing those words from her mouth broke Park's heart completely. Just then a teacher arrived, and both of them left. Meanwhile Nish had seen everything and actually felt quite happy. After school, when everyone was going home, Aram reminded them that they had decided to go on an outing the next day and asked when they should meet. Ruby said she wouldn't be able to come. Park also declined. Minji asked if they should cancel their plans, and Kyung agreed that it would be better to do so. Aram suggested going for the outing anyway, but Park said it would be better if he just didn't go at all. Then, he walked away. Just then, Ruby also walked away from there. Minji asked what they should do about the others, to which Kyung replied that he did not know, and did not want to get involved anymore. Aram assured them not to worry, saying that they would resolve everything on their own, so they all decided to cancel their plans. That night, Ruby stayed at home, thinking about everything Park said, which left her completely frustrated. She was getting extremely angry. Meanwhile, Park remained at his own home, thinking about Ruby, and felt so affected that he couldn't sleep. The next day at school, Park and Ruby came face to face, but didn't speak to each other. Ruby walked off and Park went to his locker to get something. When Nish arrived, she started a conversation with Park, but he told her that he didn't want to talk and asked her to leave. Nish then began speaking badly about Ruby and even hurled insults at her, which made Park furious. He warned her not to speak anything bad about Ruby and to talk respectfully, reminding her that what Ruby did or didn't do was none of her business. He said that whether Ruby liked him or not, he liked her, and that made him happy. Nish became very offended by his words and left in anger. Ruby had seen and heard everything, which left her deep in thought. After school, Park was on his way to meet his friends, and Ruby's friends were also planning to meet her so they could talk and help her understand things. Ruby stepped out to the market, and Park was sitting outside when she asked what he was doing there. Park explained that he was sorry for everything he said the day before, that he was angry, and ended up saying a lot of things unintentionally. Hearing this, Ruby paused and then apologized, saying that when she told him she hated him but it was not true. She admitted that she was thinking of talking to him so things could be sorted out, and that she had hoped to run into him there. Park asked if that meant they were dating again, and Ruby told him to take it that way. Park felt very happy and confessed again how much he liked her. Ruby replied that she already knew. Park then asked if she liked him too. Ruby didn't respond, and Park said that it was okay, he would wait for her to like him. Ruby replied that he could do whatever he wanted. Everything between them became fine again. Later, in class, Park sat right in front of Ruby and kept talking nonsense. Park said that he enjoyed thinking about her, and she was always on his mind. He asked when she thought about him, and Ruby answered that whenever he messaged her, she thought about him. Park teased her, saying that now he would message her all the time, to which Ruby warned that she would block him if he did. Ruby told him that if he wanted to say something he should just say it and stop acting weird. Park asked her if she was busy that weekend. Ruby said yes because she was going shopping. Feeling a bit sad, Park went back to his class. That's when Minji came to talk to him and asked whether he still hadn't gone on a date with Ruby. Park replied that he didn't think she wanted to go, and he was also scared that their story might end in another breakup. At that moment, Min came running and showed them a picture of Kyung. He told them that Kyung worked part-time at a restaurant. Min suggested that they all should go to that restaurant over the weekend. Minji refused, but Park insisted that she had to come and bring Ruby too. Park pleaded and promised that when the time came he would help with her relationship. Just then, Kyung arrived and asked what they were discussing. As soon as he arrived, everyone went quiet. No one told him anything, and they all walked away, which left Kyung wondering why everyone was behaving so strangely. The next day, Kim was aware that Kyung worked at the restaurant. Coincidentally, it was also Kyung's birthday that day. Kim assumed that Min was lying and thought the surprise was for him instead of Kyung. Meanwhile, Kyung started his job as a waiter. When Kyung went to take their order, he found his own friends in the room, which really surprised him. Kyung asked what they were doing there and how they found out about his job. Kim told him to talk properly and reminded him that they were the customers. Hearing that, Kim hit Kim lightly on the head with the menu card, and she went quiet. Aram teased that she had heard this restaurant only hired handsome employees, but she hadn't seen even one. She also joked about the bad service, which made Kyung angry. He told them if they weren't going to order, they should stop making jokes and leave. But all of them started teasing him further. He told them to stop irritating him. Ruby told him to go and do his job and they would decide and let him know. Then Ruby turned to the others and said that if they brought her there just to trouble someone at their workplace, it wasn't a nice thing to do. She told them to enjoy themselves and said she was leaving because she needed to go shopping. As she started walking away, Park followed her. Seeing that, Kim assumed they were going to get her birthday cake and felt very happy. Park told Ruby that he would come with her. She asked why he wanted to join, saying she likes shopping alone. Park assured her that he wouldn't bother her, that he would just stay by her side and carry her bags. Ruby said if he was going to come even after her refusal, then he should do as he pleased. Back at the restaurant, Kyung's friends continued calling him repeatedly, placing ridiculous orders and making pointless complaints, which left him incredibly irritated. Even Kim began wondering why they hadn't surprised him yet. Then a girl came and asked Kyung for his number, and he gave it to her, which Minji didn't like. When Kim came back from the restroom, he saw Kyung decorating a cake and assumed it was for him. After the gang left, Kyung brought the cake into the room and said he thought everyone forgot his birthday, so he thanked them for doing all that for him. While eating, they suddenly remembered that it was Kim's birthday that day because no one actually recalled it earlier. To handle the situation, Min said that there was no way they would forget their friend's birthday. The three of them wished him a happy birthday. While shopping, the clothes Park picked didn't match her taste. After shopping, Ruby finally asked Park if he would like to hang out with her. Park became extremely happy and instantly said yes. On the other side, everyone was celebrating Kim's birthday. When Kyung came in and saw everyone eating the cake, he was shocked. Kim thanked him for preparing the cake, but Kyung got very angry and shouted at everyone, calling them idiots, asking why they ate that cake. Kim asked him why he was angry, and whether he didn't prepare the cake for her. Kyung said that the cake was actually left by a customer who went to bring someone to surprise them. After hearing this, Kim got upset and said that it meant nobody remembered her birthday. Kyung said he didn't remember and apologized, but asked what they were going to do about what they had done with the cake. Aram said they would do whatever they could, and then asked how much time was left for the surprise. Kyung said there was less than an hour left. At the same time, Park brought Ruby on a date. Just then, both of them got a message from Kyung asking them to return and bring a cake with them. Park didn't feel like going at all because it was his first real date with Ruby, but since she decided to go, he also had to. When they reached the restaurant with the cake, they found out what had happened. The cake they brought was very simple. Despite searching many shops, that was the only one they found. Park took the cake to the kitchen and used various types of whipped cream to make it look just like the previous one. He decorated it really well. Ruby saw everything and was quite impressed with Park. When the customer arrived, Kyung went to give the cake and found that it was none other than his school principal, who came with a lady to surprise her. The principal was shocked to see his student working there, but Kyung acted completely normal and quietly left the cake and walked away. Later, the principal came out and requested him not to tell anyone about what he saw. Kyung reassured him and said he would act like he saw nothing. After that, everyone celebrated Kim's birthday properly. Once the celebration ended, everyone left the place. On their way, Ruby praised Park for what he did that day. Park said he learned it from his grandfather, who was a chef. Ruby asked if that was true and whether he could cook too. Park said yes and promised that on her birthday he would cook such delicious food for her that it would bring tears to her eyes. Ruby joked that if he actually did that, she would kill him. While talking, they reached Park's house. Ruby asked if she should come in, but Park said he would first drop her home and then return. Ruby agreed, but when Park insisted, she said it was up to him and then he went to drop her. The scene then shifted to a few days later. Everyone was waiting at the station. Park and Ruby arrived, both wearing matching clothes. Everyone complimented them, saying they looked great together in the rain. But Ruby didn't like it. Then a scene from 2 hours earlier. Ruby was getting ready to leave when she received a message from Minji, asking what she was going to wear. Ruby clicked a photo of her outfit and sent it. Minji showed that photo to Park, because he had asked her what Ruby was going to wear. Returning to the present, Park said this was not planned at all, and that it felt like their pair was made in heaven. Ruby replied that he was talking nonsense and realized someone must have told Park what she was wearing. Just then, Min came wearing the exact same t-shirt as Park, only the color was different. Seeing that, Park got very angry at Minu. A short while later, Kyung arrived with his old school friend named Shin who would be joining them. Aram also arrived with an old friend named Jun. All of them were going on a trip to Kim's village where her grandparents lived. They were going to see the valley there, which was known to be very beautiful. A few hours later, they reached the village and met Kim's grandparents. As they were about to go see the valley, Kim's grandmother told them they couldn't go because it rained heavily the previous day and the area was flooded and declared restricted. All the girls got disappointed as they couldn't see what they came for, but the boys didn't mind and played around in the water. All the girls in Par were sitting inside. Hyung called them out to come play. The girls came outside but decided not to join the game because they didn't want to get wet. Park tried to secretly throw water on Ruby, but she caught him. She asked if he was going to throw water on her. Park got scared and said he was actually going to pour it on himself, and then he did that. At night they all had dinner together and loved the food made by Kim's grandmother. Park tried to feed Ruby with his hands but she refused. Minji was troubled by mosquito bites, so Kyung gave her some medicine, which surprised her, while Shin was seen quietly watching her. The next day, they all were picking chilies because she owned a chili farm. While working, Ruby got thirsty but her water was finished, so Park gave her his water. Min tried to escape by making an excuse to go to the bathroom, but Kim handed him a bottle and told him to go in instead. Min refused and said it wasn't necessary and he was totally fine. Meanwhile, Minji was trying to carry a sack full of chilies, but it was so heavy that she couldn't lift it. Kyung noticed this and went over to help, lifting the sack. Minji told him not, but Kyung ignored her and asked if she wanted a boyfriend. Minji asked him why he was suddenly asking that and what exactly he was trying to know. Kyung explained that he just thought she should have someone who could lift sacks for her. Minji told him not to worry about her because she already had a friend who could do that just like a boyfriend. At that very moment, Aram came and effortlessly picked up 2 sacks. Meanwhile, everyone was working nervously, and all their water had run out, including Ruby's. When Park checked the fridge, there wasn't any water. There were several bottles with juice-like liquid inside, so Park started tasting from each of them and realized they weren't juice but alcohol. He kept drinking little by little until he was drunk. Back at the land, everyone started wondering why Park hadn't returned yet. Just then they saw Park approaching, staggering as he walked, which made everyone suspicious. Park came back carrying a bottle and claimed he brought water for Ruby. Kyung sniffed it and shouted that it was alcohol. Realizing Park was drunk, they decided to take him back home. But Park resisted, saying he needed to give water to his honey. When Ruby came forward and asked what was wrong, Park happily addressed her as his honey and said he brought her water. Kyung told everyone that Park was definitely drunk. As they tried to take him away, Park continued resisting and told Ruby not to behave like that with him. He said he really liked her but she didn't even care. King tried calming him down but Park went on and asked why he couldn't do anything even though they were dating, and before he could say anything more, Aram hit him on the head and knocked him unconscious. Later that night, Park was sleeping while the others were sitting outside and the girls were playing games. Ruby asked Kyung how Park was doing, and he replied that if she was so worried, she should go and check herself. Just then, Shin came out and informed everyone that Park wasn't inside the room. Kyung was shocked because he had seen Park there a while ago, but when he checked, Park really wasn't there. Everyone panicked and started looking for him. Ruby even tried calling him but he didn't have his phone with him. Kyung and the other boys went out to search. Aram asked Ruby if she really didn't know where he could have gone, considering Park was her boyfriend. Ruby thought hard and eventually went to the convenience store, where Park was sitting alone with water. She went up to him and tried to wake him but he wouldn't get up. She messaged the group that she found him there. Park suddenly stood up and it was clear he was still drunk. Ruby asked what was wrong and if he was okay. Park came close, held her, and leaned in to kiss her. Ruby closed her eyes, but Park didn't kiss her. He rested his head on her shoulder and said he liked her. In fact, even more than before. He asked him if she liked him even a little. Ruby was about to answer when Park suddenly threw up. She didn't say anything after that. When Park tried to come closer again, she pushed him back and told him not to come near her. Just then, Kim and Kyung arrived and took Park back home. The next day, Ruby stepped out of her room and saw Park trying to sneak away. She caught him, made him sit on the porch and sat beside him. Park was feeling very embarrassed about what he did in his drunken state, but he still managed to sit beside her. Ruby asked how he was and if he was okay. Park said he was fine, just had a slight headache. Ruby asked if he remembered what happened last night. Park did remember everything, but he lied out of embarrassment and said he didn't. He asked if he did something wrong. Ruby held out her hand and asked for his. Park gave his hand, and she smiled, which made him really happy. She asked if he was still drunk since his cheeks were red. Park didn't say anything because he was blushing. Ruby let go of his hand and asked if he liked that. Park replied yes. She was about to hold his hand again when Park's friends showed up, so instead she twisted his wrist in front of everyone. Min asked Park if he remembered what happened last night. Park admitted he did, and all his friends began teasing him because they knew he remembered everything. After teasing him, Park's friends went inside. Ruby told Park that if he ever wanted to say anything to her, he should say it directly and never behave like that again. Park took out his phone, grabbed her hand and clicked a selfie with her. After that, the whole group was supposed to go on a mountain trip, but their grandmother told them it had been a long time since the house was cleaned and that her back hurt too much to manage it. So the group canceled the trip and decided to clean the house instead. While working, Park wasn't letting Ruby do anything, which annoyed her. She got angry and warned him that she would kill him if he didn't move. Park ran away in fear. Outside, Min was working when Shin came and informed Minji that he'd packed all the trash into garbage bags and was about to throw them out. Minji praised him for doing a great job. Hearing that, Park became really happy and went out. Chung overheard their conversation and asked Minji when she and Shin became so close. Minji asked why it mattered to him. Chung asked if she liked him, and Minji asked why he was asking such questions. Chung said to forget it because he didn't want to know, and he walked away. Later in the evening, Minji came out and saw Kyung, Min and Shin chatting. She noticed them and overheard Minnie asking if he liked Minji. Kyung told him to shut up and not say anything to anyone. Hearing that, Minji started thinking about who liked her. That night, she couldn't sleep and kept wondering who it might be. She remembered how Kyung gave her medicine, helped her in the field, and even asked her if she wanted a boyfriend. He also seemed upset when she talked to Shin. Thinking about all that, she concluded that Kyung liked her. And the thought made her very happy, because she liked him too. The next day, everyone returned from the trip. Ruby left early for some story work and Park accompanied her. While Minji finally came to know that Kyung did not like her. The truth turned out to be that Shin, who had fallen for Minji at first sight. All of this started making sense to the Minji. Since she didn't like Shin, she directly rejected him. The next day, while Ruby was getting ready, she received a call from Park. He asked what she was doing and she told him she was getting ready to go out. Park reminded her of their plan to meet after the trip and asked if she remembered. Ruby asked what he was talking about. Park explained that they had agreed to meet that day once the trip was over and claimed she had said yes. Ruby declined, mentioning she already had plans to help her friends. When Park asked what kind of help, she explained that they had to clean the school to earn volunteer hours. She suggested meeting the next day instead, as she would be free then. But Park said he only wanted to meet that day. Park became upset, realizing that he wouldn't get to see her that day. A little later, just as Ruby was about to leave, she received a message from Minji saying she didn't need to come anymore. Ruby became confused, wondering why Minji had said that. That's when she got a message from Park, who said he was standing outside her house. She stepped out and asked what he had said to Minji. Park told her not to worry and said he had sent the replacement. The replacements turned out to be Kyung and Kim. When they arrived, Minji asked if they were the replacements. Kyung responded by saying who else Park would send and added they had come to help. After the cleaning was done, he jokingly asked if Ruby would treat them to a meal. Aram asked if Park hadn't promised them something, since they wouldn't show up for free. Kim was about to reveal what Park had promised, but Kyung stopped him, saying it was a secret between them. Just then, Min arrived wearing a bright pink wig, making everyone laugh out loud. Although Min was trying to look cool, Kyung teased him, saying he looked like a complete clown. Meanwhile, Park took Ruby shopping. He tried on many outfits, but Ruby didn't like any of them. Eventually, she picked some clothes for him herself. Park was overjoyed and tried to hug her, but she pushed him away. Back at school, while the cleaning was underway, Minji asked where Kyung and Min had gone. Aram said they had gone to get cleaning supplies and hadn't returned yet. Minji went to water plants when Kyung suddenly appeared behind her, scaring her and causing her to spill water on him. Minji said it wasn't her fault, and that he shouldn't have scared her. When she asked why he was there, Kyung said he was tired and had come for some peace. Minji pointed out that everyone else was working while he wanted to rest. She added that if he wasn't interested in helping, he shouldn't have come at all. Kyung snapped back, saying he was helping and asked her to stop taunting him, especially since the volunteer points were going to her and not to him. Chung then asked Minji if she had given her number to Shinsho. She said no. Kyung told her she should have, or else he could give it to him. Minji said she wasn't interested. Kyung kept talking about Shin, which annoyed her, and she walked away angrily. Meanwhile, at the restaurant, Park was talking to Ruby. She finally told him to stop talking rubbish. Park said he didn't know what to say to her, so he was just saying anything. Ruby said she had heard that in a good relationship, even if there was nothing to talk about, being comfortable in silence was enough. Park smiled and asked if that meant she was silent because she was comfortable with him. Ruby said she wasn't uncomfortable either, which made Park happy. He said now that they were alone together, it actually felt like a real date. Ruby asked what he meant. He looked a little upset and took out his phone, which had a photo of Ruby on the back. She was shocked and asked where he got it. She asked if Minji had given it to him and demanded that he return it. Park said he would only return it if she caught him. He ran and Ruby shouted that she would actually kill him if he didn't return it. Park got scared, sat beside her and handed the phone over. Ruby removed the photo. But Park had another photo, which he pulled out of his pocket just to tease her again. At school, Kim and Aram were cleaning while Kyung and Min were sitting and playing games. Kyung noticed Minji passing by, and she didn't seem to be in a good mood. She had come to clean the music class. Kyung followed her and apologized for what he had said earlier in the nurse's office. He told her that if she wasn't interested in Shin, that was perfectly fine. He handed her a drink and walked away quietly. Meanwhile, Park and Ruby went to a gaming cafe and played many games. Park took her around the town, ate ice cream with her and talked with her in the park. Ruby listened to him sweetly and attentively. At school, everyone completed the cleaning. As they were leaving, Kyung told Min that the wig didn't suit him and asked him to take it off. Min refused. Just then, the school principal entered and saw Min wearing the wig. Min got scared and quickly removed it. The principal was about to scold him harshly, but paused when he saw Kyung. The principal became a bit uncomfortable because Kyung had seen him with a woman. So instead of shouting, the principal softly explained to Min that such behavior wasn't acceptable in school and left. Later that evening, Park and the group went out to eat. Park had paid for everything the whole day, but this time, Ruby paid the bill. Park wanted to visit more places, but since it was late, they decided to head home. As Park dropped her off, Ruby said goodnight. Park asked if he could get a hug before she left. He walked up to her and hugged her. She was surprised. Park then playfully said that next time he wanted to kiss on his birthday. Just as he was about to leave, Ruby stopped him and asked if it was his birthday that day. Park nodded. Ruby was shocked and asked why he hadn't told her. She said he had spent the entire day with her, didn't even celebrate, and she hadn't even given him a gift. Park said that she had spent the whole day with him, treated him to dinner and hugged him. That was all the gift he needed. Ruby replied that she didn't hug him, he had hugged her. Then she hugged him and wished him a happy birthday. Park got emotional but also felt very happy. Just as Ruby was about to leave, she received a message and paused. She asked Park if he had a guitar at home. Park said yes. Ruby said one of her friends needed it, and then she walked into his house with him. Actually, Kyung had texted Ruby because all of them were at Park's house to surprise him with a cake. However, Kim slipped and dropped the cake. When Park came inside, he saw everyone and the ruined cake lying on the floor, which made him extremely angry. The next day, Minji and Park were at a gym. Aram was very skilled in boxing, and during her meal break, all three of them came to learn basic boxing for self-defense. At the same time, Park and his friends arrived at the basketball court to play with some other boys. Those boys were not exactly friends with them but knew each other. They had been playing for a while, so they decided to take a break. Among them was a boy named Jack, whose girlfriend had also come to watch him play. She was alone and getting bored. Jack came to the group and asked if any of them had a girlfriend so she could come too, as his girlfriend was getting bored. He reminded Park that he had a pretty girlfriend and asked if he could call her. Park replied that he didn't think he should call her since they weren't that close, and just holding her hand took a lot of effort, so she probably wouldn't come even if he asked. Jack offered to give some tips, but Park declined because he knew Jack was a playboy. Since none of the boys had a girlfriend, Jack returned to his own girlfriend. Seeing Jack and his girlfriend together made Park wish Ruby were there too. On the other side, Ruby and her friends were nervously training. Aram gave them a break, during which Ruby checked her phone and saw a message from Park saying he wanted to ask her something. Ruby called Park and told him she wouldn't come, to which Park replied that he hadn't even said anything yet. When she asked what it was about, Park said he was playing basketball with some boys and asked if she could come. Ruby refused and hung up the phone. She then clicked a photo and told him that she was at Aram's boxing session so she couldn't come. Park also clicked a photo and sent it to her, telling her he was at the basketball court with his friends. When the break ended, everyone resumed playing. While Jack was scoring, his girlfriend cheered him enthusiastically, which made Park sad. He again thought how nice it would have been if Ruby were there to cheer for him. After a while, their training ended and everyone started leaving. Minji checked her phone and saw a message from Park, asking her to inform him once their training was done. So, Aram sent him a message that they were finished. Park messaged Ruby saying that since her training was over she should come. Her friends encouraged her, saying that since he was requesting so much she should go. Ruby finally decided to go, but by the time she reached the court, the game had already ended, and Park had gone to the washroom. Seeing Jack, Ruby got suspicious and extremely nervous, so she left. Just then Park returned and asked Jack if Ruby had come. Jack responded by asking if she was Park's girlfriend now. Hearing this, Park was shocked and asked if Jack really knew Ruby. Jack said that not only did he know her but he also dated her. This left Park and his friends in disbelief. Park said it was nonsense because Ruby told him she never dated anyone. Jack replied that if she said that then maybe she forgot, but he remembered dating her. He described her as someone with a lot of attitude and it was difficult for him to handle her. Park then asked where she went, and Jack pointed in her direction. Park ran to find Ruby who was leaving. She was so nervous that she slipped and fell. Park reached her and asked if she was okay or hurt, but Ruby didn't say anything and started walking away. Park stepped in front of her and asked what was going on. Ruby simply said she was sorry and needed to leave. Park stopped her and asked what she meant by sorry. Did she know Jack or not? Ruby got angry and told him not to bother her and to let her go. Park pleaded with her to just answer whether she dated Jack or not. He admitted he wasn't very close to her but knew Jack wasn't a good guy and was a playboy. He said if she didn't answer he might start imagining all sorts of things. Ruby told him they would talk later and left, leaving Park heartbroken because she didn't answer. When Park returned to pick up his bag, Jack asked if Ruby had left. He remarked that she looked good with long hair. Park didn't reply and walked away. Ruby returned home and wanted to message Park to tell him the truth but couldn't do it. Then a flashback from 2 years ago was shown. When Ruby was in middle school, she was walking to school with Aram when Jack was waiting for her. He asked for her number but she refused and started walking away. Jack tried to stop her and impress her with cringy lines, which she didn't like. Then he gave her a lollipop and tried to leave but slipped and fell, making her laugh. Although not much, Ruby was slightly impressed by him. Back to the present, Park messaged her again asking the same questions but Ruby didn't even look at his messages, which made Park even sadder. Meanwhile, Ruby was also upset at home, wondering how to tell Park the truth. She hadn't responded to him or even seen his messages, which made Park restless, and he couldn't sleep the entire night. The next day, Park's friends came to meet him. Seeing him upset, Min asked if he broke up with Ruby. Park denied it, saying there was no breakup. Kim commented that although he didn't know much about dating, everyone has a past and Park too had a girlfriend before. They all knew Jack wasn't a good person, even if they dated it was in the past. Kyung added that the present matters the most in any person's life. When Kyung asked if he still liked Ruby, Park admitted that he did, but she didn't like him. At the same time, Ruby's friends visited her. She told them everything that had happened. Minji asked if Park messaged her. Ruby confirmed it. Minji replied that from what she heard it seemed like Park might never meet her again. Aram asked why Ruby wasn't saying anything to Park. She said it was clear that she never really dated Jack, and Jack had been playing with her from the start, so it couldn't be called dating. Aram told her to just tell Park the truth. Aram said she should tell him everything so there were no misunderstandings. Ruby admitted it was hard for her to talk to Park about a relationship she was never even in. Aram told her she did nothing wrong, so there was nothing to fear. Minji reminded her that Park and Jack knew each other, and if Jack said something twisted about her, things could get worse. She said Ruby should tell him the truth soon because she and Park looked good together and their relationship was going well. Meanwhile, Park said even if she had lied and said it wasn't true, he would have believed her. Min asked why she wasn't saying anything. Park said it was because he wasn't important enough for her, so she didn't feel the need to explain. This angered Kyung, who said Park should either break up with her or continue dating her, but stop spoiling his mood with all this. Park started wondering whether he should break up. While, after Ruby's friends left, she walked them out, Jack appeared and greeted her, saying it had been a while. He asked why she left like that the previous day. Ruby didn't reply and tried to walk away. But Jack grabbed her hand and pulled her toward him, saying she shouldn't ignore her ex-boyfriend like that, and asked if she wasn't happy to see him. Ruby firmly said that he was not her ex, and he should stop talking nonsense. She said she didn't want to talk to someone as disgusting as him. While Park was out for a walk, he saw them together and was shocked. A flashback revealed that Ruby had started liking Jack a little and was considering dating him. But then she learned that Jack was a playboy who dated many girls. Jack claimed that Ruby misunderstood, saying the girl wasn't his girlfriend. Ruby said she heard everything and knew he only came to her because he thought she was easy. Jack tried to cover it up, saying it was a joke, and that he actually liked her a lot. He insisted that he knew she liked him too, and promised to break things off with the other girl and focus only on her. Ruby ignored him and walked away, making Jack very angry. He insulted her, called her overly proud, and said the only reason he wanted to date her was because she was pretty. He ended by saying he no longer wanted to date a girl like her. Back in the present, Park was shocked to see them together. Ruby also panicked seeing Park. Witnessing them together broke Park's heart. Ruby wanted to talk to him, but he walked away. Ruby came back home and texted Park asking if he could wait a few days, after which she would tell him everything. But before Park could see it, she deleted the message. When Park noticed that Ruby had sent a message and then deleted it, he became lost in thought, wondering what she might have written. The next day, Ruby's friends came to meet her and she told them everything that happened the previous night. Minji questioned what she was saying and whether it was true that she and Park were about to break up. Ruby responded that she wasn't sure because when she looked at Park he reminded her of Jack. Sometimes he acted just like Jack, which made her nervous. Aram told her not to compare Park with that rogue Jack, and Minji agreed, saying Park was very different from Jack. Ruby said she felt that Park might want to break up with her. She recalled how Park had walked away without speaking to her the previous night, which made her believe that he wanted to break up. Aram asked her if she would really do nothing about it and let everything end between them. Aram told her that remaining silent wouldn't help, and she needed to tell him the truth, or else how would he ever know? Minji said both of them should talk to each other because it was making her lose her mind. Meanwhile, Park had come to play a tabletop game with his friends, but he was not enjoying it at all. Min said they were supposed to play basketball the next day, to which Park replied that they could go ahead without him as he wouldn't come. Later that night, while Park was at home, he got a call from Minji. She revealed everything about Jack and Ruby, saying they were never dating. Though Park had said he wouldn't come to play basketball, he showed up after learning the truth, and he was extremely angry. He had come not to play but to fight, and he ended up in a scuffle with Jack. He both hit Jack and got hit in return. Park's friends held him back and stopped the fight by talking to Jack, though Jack left the place very angry. Park sat with his friends and talked to them. His anger had cooled down significantly. He thanked them for stopping him because he knew that if he had fought Jack further he would have been badly beaten. Meanwhile, Ruby was sitting at home playing a game. Park messaged her, along with a photo. In the message, he wrote that he was outside her house and if she didn't come out soon he wouldn't talk to her again. Ruby immediately went to her room and got ready quickly, then rushed outside. When she didn't see Park outside, she was about to call him when he appeared in front of her, and told her that he had missed her a lot. Jack, on the other hand, was sitting somewhere very angry, and Kyung approached him to talk. He apologized to Jack for what had happened and also warned him in a soothing but scary tone that if he thought of troubling Park again, he wouldn't stay quiet, because Park was his best friend. On the other hand, walking together, Ruby asked Park if he wasn't angry at her. Park said that he had been angry, and also very worried, and he had almost gone mad with frustration, wondering why she wasn't telling him anything. He told her that he had wanted to ask her many things when he met her, but now that he was with her, he just wanted to say he had missed her a lot. Hearing this made Ruby feel very good. As she started walking ahead, Park hugged her from behind and said he missed her and liked her very much. Ruby asked why he liked her. Park said he liked her because she was herself. Ruby confessed that she had intentionally said mean things to him and hurt his feelings, and she asked if he still liked her. Park replied that he still did. Ruby became more emotional than before and started crying. Park began to comfort her. Ruby apologized for everything. Park said it was okay, and suggested they decide from now on that they would not do anything that would require them to apologize to each other. Ruby agreed. She told Park that she never dated Jack. Park replied that he knew. Ruby asked how he knew. Park said he had his own ways of finding out.